When I'm looking at Teeny talk to Rob on the camera, if you notice in her bedroom, there are a pair of sneakers sitting under the camera. Whose sneakers are those? Because they're not Nehemiah's. Is she buying him stuff? Is that to make him feel like that's his bedroom too? They're so cute. And Andrew. Mm, Andrew, you need to learn how to read the room. And Denise, clearly you are the plan. You and Candace are the plan. And Samantha had Slick Rick in that kitchen sweating over them finances. He's so sick of her. Oh my goodness. And it's I don't know. This is crazy. Hey besties, this is Behind the Shade. And we are talking about Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 29, Rescue Me from the Castle. Whew. Let's get into it. Let's go behind the shade and get into it. Don't forget to hit the sub button, the like button, and put your comments down in the comment section. Be respectful, besties. How about you rate this episode? Um, it was I'll give it. It was entertaining. This season has me hooked. I mean, breaking my neck to get home on Friday evenings. I'm hooked. So I'm gonna give it a B. I'll give it a B. Okay, let's get into it. So Ayana and Jamal. So we start off back at mom's house. Well, at mom's house. Grandma then came over because grandma getting ready to take the baby with her to her house while Ayana's mom, I think her name is Keisha, while Keisha takes Ayana to jail. And Ayana's like, hey y'all, today is the day I'm going to jail. Girl, you gonna cry in the car. You gonna cry in the car. You so hard, but you're not. So she's getting everything squared away. She got money, as in stacks of $1 bills. So if you forgot, you do remember that Ayana is a stripper. She got stacks of that was probably $200 in $1 bills, and that was for the son for all his stuff. And it just looks like formality for the mom. She just like, okay, let me grab this and go put it over here and da 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 da. And so what Ayana says is that, she understands she has let her mother down. And also she has really let her kids down. And it's like you have. So I don't know if this is Ayana's breaking point. Is she gonna be like, okay, let me get straight, fly right? And so she remembered the day before that the jail allows you to bring in your own toiletries, but somehow during the day she forgot all about it. So on their way, they're trying to leave the house at 9:30. She got to check into jail at 11, and I believe they're a little ways away. But she got to stop at the store, honey, and get her toiletries because you can bring in, I guess, your underwear, your, whatever bra. You go get your toothpaste. You can bring all that. So they got to stop at the store, and it's like, Ayana, you are late for everything. But I kind of get it because she works at night. That's just the benefit I'm trying to give her. She works at night, so it's kind of hard, but you should kind of be used to. You're young, you're 27, you should be able to get up. But anyway, so she goes running late, of course. So the mom is letting her know when she get in the car, like, boo, you're gonna be 31 minutes late arriving to the jail. And she just like, come on, girl, come on, go, come on, go. And it's like, where you don't have this energy for Lexi. You don't have this energy for nobody else. Where do you get off talking to your mom like this? And I'm just going to guess that this is the mom's payback. They say when you give your mom a hard time, your kids going to give you a run for your money. Her son had been in jail for 4 years, and now here this girl going to jail on her second DUI. So Keisha probably gave her mother a run for her money, and this is her karma. You got a daughter that treats you like she your oldest sister, you know. So Yana in the car, she snacking. She done took her lashes off. She don't have on no makeup, honey. She is ready to go in here and get this jailhouse beat that she already done looked up on YouTube. um, so she just like, oh my God, what am I gonna, she's always spazzing out about not being able to talk to Jamal because honey, she needs her man to help her out mentally. And it's like, that's a shame, Ayana, that you can't think for yourself. That is a shame that you're the age you are with kids and you can't handle life or got a clue about it. You still think it's stupid to get a DUI for driving a vehicle high. Okay. And I just wish when she went to the store to get her toiletries, I just wish they had self-esteem in a bottle, a jar, or something where she could have bought some of that and rubbed it on herself. So, her mom, of course, is disappointed. She's telling her, I want you to get your stuff together. Well, I think this is the confessional. She was just saying how I just want her to be a better person. And if not for anyone, do it for your kids. So she's telling Ayana, I hope you learned your lesson. You need to think about what you did while you're in your cell. And she was like, girl, what did she tell her? Girl, bye. Or whatever. Some mess. It's just like, the way you talk to your mom, I would never. And I'm a bigger age. I'm probably older than Ayana's mom. And there is no way I would talk to my mother like that. It's just, that's their banter. And of course it's okay because she's allowing it, but it just looks ugly on screen. It's kind of one of those, don't show off in front of company and all the viewers were the company. It just looks bad. Okay, so let's get to Shantae. Child, I was getting ready to call her Shanta. Shantae and True. And when she's sitting on the couch talking to the kids, have y'all noticed something about her teeth? I'm getting denture vibes from Miss Shantae. It's like the gums are very perfect. It got that. My grandma used to have dentures, so I kind of remember them how this teeth used to soak on the side of the sink in the bathroom, and it's like they just give me denture vibe. They're so perfect and everything. Y'all, anybody else peep that? So she comes back from seeing True's mom and sister. The son greets her, "Mom, is that you?" And they hug and all that. And so she, he's like, "How'd it go?" Whatever. And she tells him, and her younger daughter is sitting there on the couch, and she's telling them about what happened. And she was pretty much saying, True lies. He telling her one thing, telling mom another thing. Mama thinks he coming home to her. Shantae think he coming home to her. And she says, the sister says that I don't know him like I should, and just you wait and see type of thing. And so she's just like, she got questions for True. So the 16-year-old son is like, he said he gonna ask him. So then True calls, and so he like, how'd it go? And she says, they told her that she don't know him. Like, you don't, like, she was like, I don't know the real you. And so he was like, oh, don't believe nothing they saying. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Then he just flips the whole conversation to what he wants to do when he come home. So he's like, when I get out, I just want to eat, go to the adult entertainment shop. And then he talks about her wrapping his legs around him, and he gonna pick her up, honey. And I'm like, I don't know now. And they gonna kiss, and then he like, I think he said something about he want her to stick her tongue down his throat, and he want a bath, and he want to drink wine. And then he asked her, is that legal? like, what? How long have you been in jail to where you think drinking wine is illegal? You don't know that drinking wine is legal? You didn't know that alcohol is legal. But maybe they were getting to like what he can and cannot do while he may be on parole. Maybe that's what he was asking. Like, would he be able to have wine? Because he probably got to do drug testing and all that stuff. So, production. Oh, so True talks to production. This is the only place that I believe I've seen where production is inside of the prison. And clearly it's very, very low, you know, low monitoring. Clearly it's not a real prison. So he says how he's going to feel weird finally laying next to someone and because he's been in prison 13 years. So he's like, this is going to be weird. And he tells her that he don't want her to be shy, but then he may be uncomfortable with her. Well, what? Well, what? What happened? And then it goes just deep and dark. And it's just like, why does everybody why here so brace yourself, peeps, brace yourself, besties. So Shantae tells us a story how she was SA'd. She used to work at a hotel and she had got a security call. So she answered it or whatever, and so it wasn't security. It was three guys at her job that SA'd her. And I almost cried. I just like, wait, what? And so she was saying how no one in her family or anything was there for her. It was just True. And he would listen and he would help her get through it. And he would tell her, okay, enough about the bad. He would always find something positive for her to reflect on to get through her day. And she says she loves him for that. And you guys, I'm a sucker for love wholeheartedly. And it's just like, oh, I get it. I get it. And, the whole, and I probably said this last week, but the whole thing about him, finally, this is his first time he's dating a Black woman. I would say that True may be healing on his journey from his mom and his sister. Now, remember that they threw him under the bus and he got 13 years. You understand why he wasn't dating Black women? It was because of his mom. Like, if you can't have faith and loyalty and love with your mom, you ain't gonna have faith in that whole race. I know someone that's like that, and it works. So now that they are okay, maybe this is why he's like, let me try this again. You never know about things. Okay. So she loved him for that. So, okay, let's go. And then we just go on to the next person. Let's go with, let's do, oh gosh. Okay, let's do Teeny and Rob. We are at the house. Kids are home. It's a week into Rob's release. And so Teeny is just like, no more drives every weekend. No more eating out of the vending machines. No more controlled visits. I was like, girl, right. And no more him talking to you through that camera and the kids. So we really got to see Rob talking to the kids. They're kids, so they gonna do kid things. So they're sitting on the couch eating, and he's all, get off that couch. You ain't supposed to be on that couch. And the daughter is like, oh my God, I feel like I'm just being monitored 24/7. And that's right, you're a kid. You're supposed to be. Now, Rob ain't calling as much because they are tightening up with the security in jail. There's a time where they get, everybody, it's like, I'm sure Rob is not the only one with a telephone. So things may be getting out of hand in jail. And, come new staff, new rules, and they want to tighten up. Plus, he said some guys had a fight. They had a fight. So, everybody is just, they tighten up with everything. So when he talks to her, she got an attitude. And so he was just explaining that to her. And so then he tells us that, the CO, the correctional officers, they drool over him. And, he loves his family too much. And he know to be worse when he's on the outside with all the temptation, everything. And so I'm like, they drool over you? And they might. You hear it all the time. Wasn't there a season where the girl had got fired and she was dating one of the guys from prison? I mean, it happens. Clearly it happens, right? It happened on this show. So he told her that he's going to get rid of his phone, like he's going to sell it to somebody so he doesn't have it. I'm sure they probably do a check, some kind of checkout when he's getting released, and he don't want to have that phone on him. Okay, so because if he gets caught with it, then they will make him stay in jail longer. His sentence will become longer. And she was like, we don't want that. And so they flash back and show us pictures, lots of pictures of when they got married back in 2019. So the pictures were really cute. I'm a sucker for love, so I loved all the pictures. So he's talking to the kids to the cameras, get off the couch eating. And the boy understands that the cameras are for their protection. And it's like, okay, so what would Rob actually be able to do if something was to happen and he saw somebody break in the house? It ain't no telling, because Rob, he got clout. Let me shut up, because I'm sure his brother is a phone call away, and he know people, so there might be something to that. So, but I still was like, well, what could he actually do? Cuss him out through the camera? So now the son is eating on this beautiful white couch. Rob tells him to do 10 push-ups. And so Teeny comes in the kitchen like, what are you doing? Get off the floor. And he's like, oh, he had to do push-ups because he was eating on the couch. So Teeny was like, well, tell him to do 10 more. I was like, uh-oh, not the two parents, not the beat down from both of the parents. So then her and Nehemiah was on their way to pick Rob up. So clearly this is a week later. The daughter she was somewhere. I think she had something to do. So, here we are again, Teeny and these grown kids. They are having an adult conversation on the way to get Rob. And so we find out that Rob did sell his phone. So they haven't talked in 2 days. So they're both talking. Teeny and Nehemiah are both talking about they feel like they should be more nervous, but they're more excited. And he's like, yeah, I'm just not, it just, because you're not nervous, you are excited. You see this person every week. You talk to him, but you don't see him on the camera, but you hear him on the camera often. So it's not like there's no excitement to be built up. So they park, and she took a deep breath. She took a deep sigh, and she sees him coming out, honey, and she jumped out that truck and ran over there to him, left the baby in the car. he had to put his snacks down and take his seatbelt off, and he was running right behind her, child. That was cute. So can't wait to see what happens next week, because we saw the previews where he's in the car talking about he need his me time. Huh? So anyway, Rob, please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. And I hope Teeny really gets what she wants out of this, because she has done beyond what she probably thought this would be. She's gone the mind. She loves him, and he better not. He owes everything to her. He better not. So, child, Andrew and Candace, Wow. Andrew. Candace reminds me from this episode, it was giving me Puppy and Amber vibes. You know, this whole got a plot on a man trying to take advantage of a man, and then as soon as you get home, you get rid of the man. And so now, they reminded us of Andy and Brittany. Now they reminded us of Puppy and Amber. And it's like, does every episode, do we have to have that in every episode? Is this just like overly produced? So anyway, because we've already heard, like, when the girl gets home, she doesn't want to be intimate yet because it feels weird. And it's like, huh? But you can take their money, but you can't give no honey. Okay. And you talking about relationships, then when you get out, you renege. It's just weird. And you're reneging to have what? Absolutely nothing. So anyway, let's get into it. They go get her registered as a felon. He wants to go in with her because he's a loving, caring boyfriend. She's like, no, I'll do it by myself. And he wants to support her, but she just wants him to be regular. She wants him to relax. She's not a kid. She's a woman. She's been doing life by herself. She's a woman. Baby, Candace, there ain't nothing regular about you. So you can't get a regular guy. This ain't no regular situation. But you want him to just leave you alone. That's what you want. Um so she says, she's gonna be uneasy until she talks to her PO. And then he asks, well, what can I do to help you? She says she doesn't know, but she just needs to focus. She says he worries about her too much. He's overbearing. Um, Tells him this is a lot and it's coming too fast for her. And she pretty much says she does not want to be obligated to Andrew. And that's when they were at the Mexican restaurant and she's saying all this. And if you notice, Andrew didn't even eat his food. Did you notice that? They were at a Mexican restaurant, looked like he had enchiladas and the rice and the beans, child. And when he got up to, he paid, they were still sitting on the plate. Nothing had been touched, but her plate was empty. So she says she's sorry. She didn't know it was going to be like this. And it's like, yes, you did, because you plotted on him. Yes, you did. You are scamming him. You are love bombing Andrew. You did know you were going to say it because, golly, Candace, isn't this like day 2? It's like, golly. You get out, you just had the cigarette. He gave you all your gifts, showed you the apartment. You went to the apartment, went and got chicken. Oh, nasty chicken. You ate, you went to sleep, you woke up fussing about, talking about your son. You ain't even mentioned your son in this episode. When you woke up day 2, it was all about your son. I don't know if this is the same day or is this day 3. Does she have on the same thing? I wasn't paying attention, but it's either day 2 for when you was getting ready. I'm assuming it's day 2. You didn't mention nothing about your son. And it's just like, Candace, your karma, girl, you probably gonna never get out of the life you live because you can't be using people. You can't use Andy. You are literally dogging the mess out of him. So she was like, do you want to take the truck? Let me know about the apartment. It's like, you know what? If I was Andy, I would have got up and left at that restaurant. I would have got up and left her butt sitting right in that restaurant. And I probably would have just paid for my food, but I would have took mine to go and ate it later. But Andy ain't tripping because he has money. And she is just really like, she's just like, I got to get myself right first. I need to be alone. And he just still sitting there asking, well, do you love me? Uh, she'll give that yes. Um, this isn't a prison thing, just a prison thing, is it? Like, money. She says no. I'm sorry. And so she's like, you want the ring back? And he like, keep it. Baby. And so she's at the restaurant. She said, yeah, you want to take me to the well care center? That's all she care about is getting over there to that well care center, which she should care because she needs to be there so she don't get in trouble. But baby, if I was Andy, that's all I needed to know. I would have paid that bill, scooped her up, dropped her off. I would have went back to that apartment. I would have packed it back up. I would have called the furniture place and been like, because I'm sure he's only had that furniture, 3 days tops. I would have been like, can y'all come back and get this? I need a refund. But I don't know. Is furniture final sale? Probably. Child, whatever. I would have called the property manager, the landlord. I'd have been like, let's get out this lease. I'm done. I'm putting in my 30 days today. I'm done. Thank you very much. If there's a deposit, because it should be, yeah. Uh, Go ahead and run me my deposit, but come change these locks real quick, because old girl probably got the keys. I would have packed up that truck so bad, so fast, honey, and I'd have got went to the gas station, filled up, and I'd have been on my way back to New Jersey. And he crying all the way back, but I would have left. She would have talked about her, and he keep asking, "Does she love me?" Okay, so um, then he tells her, "But I'm not going nowhere. We are forever." And once again, they are having two completely different conversations. Candace is breaking up with you, Andy, and you keep wanting reassurance. Do you love me? We're gonna be together forever. I could leave early. He even offered to leave early and just talk to her. She said she didn't even want that. It was like, golly, she's breaking up. She's dumping you, Andy, and you want her to keep the ring for what? For what? Like I said in the beginning of the video, he cannot read the room. The girl has said all the words. She said all the things, Andy. She has said all the things. She has said, let's go back. She needs to focus. She doesn't know what he can do to help her. He worries about me too much. He's overbearing. It's a lot too fast. She does not want to be obligated. She don't want you to touch her. Baby, I'd have been uninterested from night one. She says she's sorry. She didn't know it was gonna be like this. She's lying. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, I gotta set myself up first. This is all true, but you should have been saying all this from the beginning. You've used him. And he's like, it's not a prison thing, like a money only thing. Yes, that's why you're asking. Because you don't want it to be Andy, but that's Andrew, but this is exactly what it is. She's telling you she's sorry. You like, but do you love me? But do you love me? And it's like, Andrew, she does not want you. So they leave the restaurant. She's talking about, oh gosh, she gets on my nerves. Here goes some more words. Her anxiety. She don't want to freak out. She was sick to her stomach. She's uncomfortable. She's overwhelmed. He's overwhelming her. And these are her triggers. And she wants to get out of this because this will make her start using again. Girl, shut up. So she said Andrew and her are not natural. It's weird. And it's because, Candace, you don't like him. We get it. He's not really attractive. He has a beer belly and he acts like a simp. He just mamsy pamsy, don't have no backbone, doing everything for you. You know, if you can run someone over, you're really not gonna be interested. And this is a hard lesson for Andrew, but it seemed like at his big age, he should know this by now. And he's still trying. Do you love me? Are we good? It's like, Andrew, Andrew, like, stop. And so she tells him, I can't do this right now. Um, and I think that's what they pull over for so she can smoke a cigarette. And he's still trying to make it work. So do you want to be together? So he even has to ask when she gets out to smoke, he has to ask her, can I get out and stand with you? And so she was, she said yes. And it's like, this is not a relationship, Andrew. It should be automatic that you get out and protect your woman while she's on the side of the road smoking a cigarette. But you have to ask her. And so he's like, so do you want to be together? Oh my God. And so, he was like, if you want space, I can go home early and we could just talk. And so he believes in his confessional that her abuse is talking because she has trust issues. And he wants to show her the way to love. Yeah, let's see. Okay, wait. So here we go. So, the black lady from production asked her, are you using Andrew for money? And Candace smiles. She don't give us that fake pause look. She smiles like a little sinister and says, I got to do whatever I need to do. He made it easy for me. I'm not scamming him. Yes, you are. So she goes to the well care spot, gets settled in. He leaves. She comes outside about an hour later and she calls Denise, or Denise calls her. She probably called Denise. And she's like, whew, it's been a day. Oh my God, I finally did it. I broke up with him, blah, blah, blah. And so Denise is like, no, for real? And she's like, Candace, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. That's all we keep hearing Denise say. Stick to the plan. And it's like, Denise, you are the plan. What is the plan? You and her are supposed to go live in that one bedroom? Are y'all together? Is this a puppy Amber situation? Do you have a job, Denise? Because who's going to pay that $13.60 rent monthly? Who's going to pay for gas? And well, I guess Andrew got to take the truck back, right? But it's supposed to be hers, but I don't get it. But he need to take that truck and send it back because that truck was what, $750 a month. He need to get rid of that truck. Yeah. So we need to figure out what this plan is, and what Denise, what you gonna do? Because Candace has nothing. So I think she was supposed to, and I don't get why she just wouldn't let him just leave early and just keep. I mean, not that I'm condoning it, but it just seems like Candace got so active so soon. It's like you didn't even get. You got a fake Louis, fake Chanel, this fake everything. You got cool little furniture, little place. You haven't even got settled in and let this man start paying your rent and giving you like you have. I don't. Do you have a savings? Are you stacked up? Because I don't. I think you could have got more out of Andy. But I think that's what Denise is like. You ain't sticking to the plan because you could get this guy, and it would have been perfect because he lives in New Jersey. Like you didn't really have to be bothered with him. The time zones are 3 hours, and he's 3 hours ahead. You could finagle how not to talk to him so much. You're asleep, you're at work, you're at school. You know what I'm saying? So even though of course Andrew does seem very clingy, but I mean she's not sticking to the plan. She can't take it. So I'm just wondering what is the next plan, Candace? Moving on. Let's move on to Slick Rick and Samantha, honey. Slick Rick is in the car with his homie Ricardo, and Slick Rick is checking his heart. He said his heart beating fast. He feels sick to his stomach, headed to the courthouse to get married. He and Samantha are going to tie the knot at the courthouse. And this facility that she's in, she can go places. She's got to come back, but she can go places. So they're at the courthouse. She comes, and Ricardo records the ceremony of the wedding. Production, I'm gonna assume that they couldn't go in to the courthouse because that's government property and can't go in. And so Samantha's talking about this fairy tale that her and Slick Rick has created, and she's always talking about come get me, rescue me from the castle. So that's where the title of this episode came from. And they did their vows, they got married, and she had to leave, and that was it. Like no cake, no adult entertainment. They got to kiss like little teenagers from high school, but she gets out in a couple of months. So I guess I don't know. Well, is Slick Rick? Well, Slick Rick goes back home, so I don't know what they're gonna do. So, child Ricardo has decorated the car. He got this big ring balloon in the back seat. He got the old school cans hanging from strings on the back bumper. So when he drives off from the parking lot, they just clacking and clacking all over the sidewalk, all over the ground. He got a just married sign, and it's like it reminds me of like back in the 80s when people used to do that and honk all through the neighborhoods. But it's like in this day and time, Ricky and Ricardo, y'all can't drive around with just married on a car. People gonna think y'all just got married. And I thought that was just so funny that that didn't even cross their minds. But people are gonna probably think in Idaho, they riding around and they just got married. So, whew. And it's like, what happened to where he just jumped from, on a fixed income and I can't afford any of that, and I don't know when I'm gonna come see you. Boy, that pickleball with Dan changed his whole script. I'm telling y'all, Dan gave him some money. So what they show us, so it's been 6 weeks since they got married, and rick Rick is done. He is sick of Samantha. So they show us a week later, he's back home. He's not reading her messages, so she calls complaining. He like, yeah, I get to it. Week 2, she calls him, you seem like you don't want to talk to me. Week 3, you see she's fussing. You seem like you're wrapped into yourself. And then they show us pictures of them after they got married. And so by the 6th week, they're just not getting along. They are not financially stable. She wants to chase her dreams. She wants to write books. She wants to make jewelry. And that's not going to work for him. We all remember he is on he's retired, right? His ex-wife gets a portion of that. And he told her, life's expensive. And she's like, I know that. I've been self-employed a long time. I know how to do this. I have faith in myself. And he was like, but we can't bank on that. We can't bank on that. He was like, she is not talking about coming home and getting a job and bringing a paycheck into this house. That's what Slick Rick wants to hear. So then Sandy calls again. And then his phone rings. It's no, sorry. Then he's on the phone with Samantha, his wife. Then Sandy calls, honey. And so she's like, oh, that's probably one of them girls. And he said, oh, yeah, it is. It's Sandy. And so I'm cracking up because, wait, Slick Rick is like, what, 58? Honey, I guess at a certain age, you just don't lie to kick it no more. You like, oh, it's Sandy. Yep, it is. You like, and what you gonna do? So she started with that jealousy stuff. And so he said, this jealousy thing is starting to wear him out. Like he tired of it. And he hangs up on her. Slick Rick hangs up on her. He is like, girl, I'm good. Stressing me out. You ain't talking about getting no job. You talking about making jewelry. Who gonna buy it? Don't nobody know you. You talking about writing books about what? Slick Rick is not with the plan. And how come all of this didn't? Why? How come this wasn't mentioned before y'all got married? It just seems like Samantha wants to be kept. She want to live in this fantasy because she actually said that. That's what the title of the episode. She wants to be rescued. Honey, that's the operative word. Rescue me. There we go. The castle is the jail, but fairy tale is a castle, but real life reality is the jail. She wants to be rescued. And it ain't Slick Rick. Slick Rick barely. I feel sorry for him. But when he was in that kitchen, child, he was in there sweating, talking about this money. Did y'all see him wipe his forehead? He has had it. Had it. Okay. Last but not least, somebody, and can we say this episode should have been called Wake Up Call. Child. Joey and Mike. Wow, wow, wow. And why I give this episode a B is because we got into people's lives. Like with Ayana, we got to at least see there's the grandmother and how she really was acting on her way to jail and blah, blah, blah. And, now Joey is like, we're digging deep into people. Like Slick Rick, they put ahead and got married, and now he's getting sick of her. It's like, how come you couldn't get sick of her before you got married? You know what I'm saying? And then like Teenie and Rob, like it's like we're diving deeper into their stuff. We got to see him chewing out the kids, and the daughter's like, oh, I feel like I'm being watched 24/7. Like she's uninterested. I think she like him, but it's gonna be an adjustment, and she knows it. So we're diving in deeper with the peoples. Honey, Joey and Mike. Now wait a minute. Did we even talk to Mike? Did we even hear Mike's voice live this episode? I don't think so. So it's 4 weeks later after the mom had her stroke. She's still in the hospital. And Joey has changed since that has happened. He's on his way to go visit Mike's mom. And he was saying so he calls Mike and leave him a message to say, oh, I forgot about their 4:00 visit. He was like, oh, I forgot. He didn't forget. He is over it. So he didn't go see him. So he's on his way to go visit his mom. So he's in the car. He's just like, most people look forward to their weekends. They go out to eat or they go to movies with their significant other. But I'm sitting here waiting for some bum to get out of prison. Child. The way I hollered, it was like, yeah, I actually had to rewind it because I didn't believe what I was hearing. Did Joey really finally call Mike a bum? Yes, Joey, yes. Yes, Joey, finally. Because, Joey is 46 years old. So, he realizes life is short. He's seen his mom having health issues, and he just wants what he wants, His parents are married. His brother is married. He wants someone. He ran out of patience. It was all cute, but Mike ain't cute enough for this. So He called him a bum. He said, I'm sitting here waiting for some bum to get out of prison. So he left Mike a message saying that he forgot about the visit. And he said he's pulling back from Mike. And I'm just in disbelief. And so he pretty much is like, he knows that Mike is not gonna get out and not commit any more crimes. He know he is not going to straighten up. Mike has been in jail 20 years. And so when he gets to his mom's house, they greet each other very nicely, and has a nice house, nice porch. He walks in, and the mom is showing him pictures. She has pictures of all the kids all on the walls, and showing Joey when Mike was this age and that age. And so there's a stepfather there, and so uh, Joey meets the stepdad. And so they sit down, and so Mike's mom asked Joey, "Have you seen him?" And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go visit him tomorrow." And she said it's been a while since she's seen him, and she said it's heartbreaking to see her child in prison. And so he always tells his mom that she just doesn't understand. And she agrees. She's like, "You're right. I don't do drugs. I don't agree. I don't understand it." And she's even told Joey that she called the police on Mike. He was, I guess, probably violating his probation or whatever, acting up. And she called the police on him because she was like, when he's in jail, at least she's able to sleep good at night. And, she said she has tried everything with Mike. She's tried the tough love. She tried turning her back on him. And she was like, nothing works. Nothing works. Mike says that he can change, and Joey knows he's lying. And so he's like, I just don't want to waste another year. And he's like, I have questions for him. I have questions for him. So he said, everything may be on the line. We might break up. So I think he's going to go visit him the next day. So we'll see. He's like, I might leave that jail and we be broken up. Now, remember in a previous episode, he said he'll be devastated if this doesn't work out. And I think he's ready to be devastated. Well, I think I covered everybody. That was the review. Tell me what you guys think. How do you rate this episode? I was intrigued. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Joey is like, I'm good. Joey like, and the thing is, Joey doesn't even know that this man has baby facing 6 more years. And Mike is handsome. You see all those pictures they always showing us of him. He sure got a lot of mug shots. Did we see about 30 different mug shots? He's been in jail 20 years. He's 40. It's safe to say, Joey, that this is Mikey's life. He's told us already that he does not mind being in prison. He told us that already. He don't mind being in there. And now they got phones that can talk on the video and email. It's even more fun to be in there now. So anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. Like, subscribe so that you can always be notified of my next video when I post. I'll see you later, besties. Bye.